Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Rise Urban Nation podcast. I got a question for y'all. Have y'all ever walked into a neighborhood event and felt the heartbeat of an entire community? It's past, it's present, it's future, just come alive all at once? Well, today's episode is about that kind of movement. It's about what happens when storytelling, art, food, and culture collide to celebrate Black and Brown excellence. Welcome to another episode of this podcast where we unite, uplift, ignite a new generation of change makers. Again, I'm your host, Taryell Simmons, and today we're diving into Experience Encanto. I wish I had the air horns that go, bah, 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 bah. And this is the first of its kind. If you're in San Diego, it's a 2-day art stroll and artisan market that's reimagining what community-centered entrepreneurship looks like in southeastern San Diego. Our guest today, Brooke Collins, is a powerhouse behind this celebration of identity, resilience, and creativity. From activating Black-owned businesses to reclaiming space through cultural storytelling, Brooke and her amazing team of entrepreneurs are planting seeds of transformation, and we're here for it all. So let's get into it. Brooke, I see you brought one of those entrepreneurs with us, a friend. Who you brought in the space with us? Give the introduction. You take over the podcast right now. Give the introduction. Who we got in the building?
Absolutely. This is Encanto's own Deshaun Cunningham. So he is a real estate investor and gets all the way into the things. And so when you talk about the heartbeat, really, I'm just kind of the veins that are going through. Many of the business owners are the heartbeat, and Deshaun being a property owner there, one of 2 Black owners in the neighborhood. Nice. I thought it was just so important that he come in and speak to his experience growing up in the area and what it's like introducing concepts like this and trying to grow a grassroots initiative from the ground up.
What's up? That's beautiful, Deshaun. Thank you for being on. When this lovely young lady came to you and said, "Yo, I got this idea and this thing I want to do," what did you say?
First thing I'm like, let's do it. I just acquired this property going on 12 months now, and we've activated the spot. We have 2 tenants in. And we have an event space in the back. So when she brought it to me, I'm like, yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now you embody what a lot of us talk about when we want to see Black ownership and buying back the block. How did you acquire, or one, get into the real estate game, and 2, be able to acquire this property? Tell me, what was that like for you? Give us the backstory.
Really long story, but I'm gonna try to keep a smaller version, because my history takes me back to because each investment each business venture that I started, I would start a business, I'd make a certain amount of money, and I'd keep reinvesting into the next business. So it goes all the way back to college. When I was in college, I tore my ACL. I got to work for a mentor that put Rich Dad Poor Dad in my hand. And the book changed the way I thought about real estate and also about money. But years down the road, it got me there. So it went from that concept, Rich Dad Poor Dad, to me actually I started throwing parties in college. I was like Van Wilder at UNC. So I was throwing all the parties. And then I took that capital, and then I started talking to a real estate agent, and she told me how the process worked. And then I was like, all right, well, I want to do it, but I just wasn't in position to do it. And a few years down the road, a few businesses down the road, a few investments had capitalized, and this opportunity presented itself, and I was like, yo, I can't pass it up to be a part of this Black arts and culture district and in a neighborhood that I grew up in. I'm from San Diego, so to come all the way back, it was important for me.
Man, we love that you came back, and now you work with Brooke. Now, Brooke, let's start with your story too. For the listeners who may not know you yet, they about to know you. Give a quick intro. What's your background and what inspired you to bring Experience Encanto to life?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Washington State, and I am a military kid. And so basically I know no stranger. I'm a
Mm.
huge consumer of all things art and anything in conjunction with wine. And so if there's art and wine and people, you can find me there. And so I actually found myself in Encanto because of a murals tour back in April.
Mm.
I was walking around looking at the murals that were painted on the SDG&E boxes. And on this tour, I noticed that I was the only Black person on the tour. So I was confused as to why there weren't more Black people on that tour with all the beautiful artwork. And the artist leading that tour was a Black woman.
Mm.
And so I just felt like more people needed to see her work. And so Experience Encanto, I honestly have been to so many different initiatives like that since I moved here to San Diego. I moved here 4 years ago, mid-pandemic. And we are, as a community, technically just now starting to get things to look a little bit more status quo, because I try not to use the word normal. You look up that word, it's not what you think it is, but more status quo. Just seeing more people out, more of the events are back full speed. And during that time, I was able to go to a few art walks and things like that, and just wanted to see if there was an opportunity to create something like that in Encanto. And once I found out it was a predominantly Black neighborhood, one of the first neighborhoods that Black and brown families were allowed to buy homes in, I was like, oh, I need to be here all the time. And so I am very much an outsider, but I shouldn't be, because I love the neighborhood. I love the people. I want the neighborhood to win. I would love
LaShawn, we ain't gonna let her be an outsider no more, right?
Let's not.
She welcome
No.
to the cookout, ain't she?
You are not an outsider. And like, I'm glad we have this platform to let her and anybody else know that even if you're in San Diego and you weren't from this neighborhood or have a connection, you do. Because just like Little Italy, like if you're Italian, that's your area. This is Black San Diego. Like you have roots, you're supposed to be here. I mean, we want you here. I mean,
you should be here.
I receive it. I'm gonna give. I'm hugging right now. I knew you guys would be hugging me right now. I'm receiving that. Yeah, so that's kind of I just want Black people to win always. So when the art was there, I was like, oh no, who do I know? And my background is in corporate wellness and workforce well-being. And so I spent the better part of 18 years saving these huge conglomerates, Fortune 500 companies, hundreds of millions of dollars just for them to mistreat their employees, especially employees that look like us. So decided I'm no longer doing that for these larger organizations. I was trying to figure out how I can transition to the community sector. And this art transition was just like a happy accident. I just wanted more people to see the artwork. That's all I wanted to do. And I was like, okay. So I started asking questions, and fast forward to now, people were kind of like, well, you should talk to this group of people. So that led me to talking to each of the business owners that I'm calling the flagship owners, because they are kind of blazing the trail and forging a huge path and showing people what is possible. And Deshawn and I got connected because the owner of the Block Club, LaRaza Webb, connected us. Their space is fantastic too. They are doing nothing like anything you've seen in the area, where they're doing co-working spaces for people to come out, and it's open to the community. And you can host events there and do all these things. But she right away, as soon as she realized what I was doing, because she already has artists hanging in the space, she said, you should talk to Deshawn, because I mentioned that I wanted to activate vacant storefronts. And she's like, I'm going to set you up with him. As soon as I talked to him, I was like, I had my full pitch for him. He, like, midway through, he understood. Like, right from the beginning, he understood what I was, before I could even get through my entire deck with him. He was like, he said, first of all, yes. And then he let me finish the rest of the proposal. But I was all like prepared to show him what the plan was. And he saw all of it eventually, but it was just funny where he was like, I'm going to just save you a little bit of time, let you know I understand, I'm with you, I see you, let's do it. And so that brought us here.
Deshawn understood the assignment. Now, what spoke to you, Deshaun? Because I mean, she has a unique blend of artistry, organizing, and business acumen. So, what when you heard the idea, what really stood out to you that made you say yes so quickly when you heard the idea about the Experience Encanto from when it started forming?
I think the biggest thing that came was she's contagious. Her energy is very contagious. So right off the bat, like I'm like, yo, there's something here with as far as what she's talking about because an art walk is needed here. But the thing is, the person that's delivering it, and I'm like, I need you here because as a entrepreneur in this space, I'm a real estate developer. I can't
Mhm.
do it all. I can't be the real estate developer. I can't be the promoter. I can't be the party planner. I can't be the painter. I need people that have energy, and she has energy and she has good
Mhm.
concepts. So you have good concept, good energy, and you fit like I mean, not e- she's black, but not only is she's black because this is the Black Arts and Culture District, but I mean, we want that energy to be here, and I want to make her feel just like anybody else that is in a similar position may not have
Mhm.
roots here. We want you to have roots here. So we want to
Man,
welcome you in and hold your hand and be like, look, we got the space. You got the ideal. Let's incubate it. We're an
man,
incubator.
man, I love that. I was just thinking when we were when she first presented the idea, and as we were talking about this now, I was like, man, I've been in San Diego about 20 years, and I didn't know like Encanto was that area was an art district. I didn't know that much art was out there. So like, I need to get educated. So I mean, I don't know about you, Deshaun. Do you think a lot of folks in the community know that there's that much art in that area and have had the opportunity to explore it and really dive into it, or like I'm just curious.
I appreciate you saying that. No, no, not no. And the thing is, the art district is pretty new. I don't
Mhm.
know the exact date that it started, but I swear I think I want to say we're 2 years into being an official art district.
Yeah,
Um, but the thing is, San Diego's Black culture has such it's so rich, and it
yeah,
just needs a place to showcase it.
yeah.
That's you know what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. It needs a place to showcase it, and I'm glad that this is happening. One more question for you before I bring it back to Brooke. So I've been having this debate with a friend of mine. Some say Dago. Some say like what is it like southeast is it Dago or San Diego? Like I'm trying to like I'm trying to make sure I don't get if I'm gonna be in southeast Dago. I want to like is it Dago or is it Diego?
Oh, so I may not be the perfect person to say this just because like of my background. I'm I'm from I'm from San Diego. I'm born and raised in quote unquote Southeast. But the thing is with rebranding and things in this community, the community has gotten away from the brand of Southeast
Yeah,
and has been branding this in Canto.
but
So I personally still call it Dago, but I don't think politically correct way is Southeast San Diego right now.
okay,
All
we'll
right.
let the people. Well, don't come for us,
Don't
y'all.
come for me.
We still try to figure it out because I've been corrected a couple of times. Like you should be knowing this. Da, da, da. Like wait, I ain't know.
Also, as a
Go ahead,
newest
bro.
kid on the block, two things were told to me. Initially, I was like, Encanto. And they're like, no, no, no. If you come in saying Encanto, they're going to run you out. And so I was corrected on that. And also, the adjustment that's been brought to my attention is Southeastern versus
Southeastern.
Southeast. So as I've
Okay.
been going and talking to groups and looking for more people to get involved and more partners, I'm meeting with Southeastern San
Southeastern.
Diego. So that's what I've
All
been
right.
told. I don't know how correct that is, but the Encanto
Okay.
that was hilarious. Somebody's like, you know. I said, I received that. I receive
I
it.
receive it too. I receive it too. I think we're gonna have to have a whole new a whole podcast on that. I'm about to bring some other people out the woodworks. It's probably gonna be a big debate about this. Now, Brooke, like I said earlier, you got this unique blend of artistry, organizing, and business acumen. And I'm curious to learn, when did the idea of experiencing Canto really start forming, and what was your why behind it?
So, to be honest, this is something that's been dormant in me for a while. Again, as I mentioned before, I've been working within these big corporations, and I often would have someone blocking when you would try to do this type of outreach. And so it's something I've had that's just kind of been dormant and sitting there and just looking for a space for it to be. But also, from a strategic standpoint, I understand how you can drive engagement. That's like the biggest part of my work. I think where people are mistaken in the work that I do, they assume when you hear that wellness component and you hear well-being, one, they use them interchangeably. I know right away who I'm dealing with if they use it interchangeably, because wellness is infrastructure, it's policy. Well-being is the individual. So you have to address the two separately. Wellness is the space, the building, the area. Well-being is how the person feels. The things they need to do to care for themselves, the steps they need to take, the resources that are available. So addressing that and understanding that allows you to look at neighborhoods and blocks and communities from that scale. So you can look at it from a wellness standpoint, and then you can look at the individuals that make up that community from a well-being standpoint. And so when I thought about Experience Encanto, like I said, I wanted more people to be exposed to the art. Art is well-being on so many levels. It's therapeutic for people. It's an outlet. It's all the things. Art is everything. And so being able to take a concept like that, and there was a space for it to live there, it's really exciting. And then I was able to get a survey. And we won't talk about, I have all sorts of devices how I do things. But the point is, I got the survey. It had over 1,000 responses on that. I read every single one of those responses. And so when I first started thinking about this concept, I was like, well, you know what? Who am I to say that a neighborhood needs something? So I went in, I did my due diligence. If I don't do anything else, I'm going to dig and I'm going to learn, I'm going to research, and I'm going to ask questions. And so it's always interesting when I start to engage with people and they started, well, did you do these things? Did you, we know you're not from here. You can't just decide it. And I said, I didn't decide anything. I read a survey. Don't ask where I got a survey from. I read the survey. So I read all 1,000 comments.
This was the people. This is what the people said.
It was like a community interest survey. And one of the things that was stated was that when things come to Encanto, people don't know about it until it's happening. It appears to be one-off. And they're not really, sometimes it's like there's a disconnect. So they don't necessarily understand why it's there, how long it's going to be there, who brought it, and why it's there. So when I started thinking about Experience Encanto, I was like, if we kind of create an umbrella term, the activations that are currently happening, because all of those businesses that are leading the charge, they do things all the time. They are doing great things. At the Mental Bar, she's offering classes, fitness classes, well-being classes, meditation, arts. Same thing at the Block Club. And then Project New Village parks their cute little produce truck out there. And so you're thinking like, how can we amplify? And that was my whole goal, was to amplify. That's it. I just wanted to put more eyes, elevate, amplify, showcase. So by creating an umbrella term like Experience Encanto, that concern that the neighbors and the community said about like, oh, well, we only see things every once in a while. If people keep their own logo and everything on it, but still promote it under Experience Encanto, it becomes a focus of the neighborhood. So no matter what that event is, people recognize the branding for it. The other side of using an umbrella term with Experience Encanto, I'm hoping that the businesses there will be able to make a merchants association. And through that merchants association, you can set the terms and set expectations for any advisory that exists within that district and say, here's what we need. Here's what we'd like to see from you. You all are saying that you're doing these things on our behalf. We've talked about it. We run businesses here. We own here. Here's what we'd like to see. Then you take that same merchants association and you can pass things on to the tourism board. So now Experience Encanto can go on t-shirts. It can go on mugs in the mental bar. It can go on tote bags in the block club. So when I looked at it, again, I'm thinking strategy and I'm thinking people. And how can this impact the people? How is it going to engage? And how can we continue to drive commerce to the area? And keep in mind that people bring commerce and not the other way around. So you don't have to actually have anything in these spaces. Hence the activating, if there was a storefront that's vacant, or if there's a lot that's vacant, if you breathe life into it, illuminate it, somebody like Deshaun will say, man, there's a lot of traffic coming through here. I might need to put a business here. People bring commerce. People drive commerce. It's not the other way around. You can't just plant something there and expect people to come there and shop. That's not how that works. But you do have to show that there's a space and a need for the people. And so my hope in all of that was really thinking about umbrella term, recognition, being able to bring in a tourism component, and then bring it here on out so that there's simplicity in the way people are promoting and collectively activating to grow the community and outreach efforts.
Wow. I didn't even know all that component was to it. Did you tell Deshaun this? Like, I know he already said yes. He probably said yes from the beginning. He probably didn't get to this part of the pitch. If you'd have told him this, he probably said, hell yeah. And shout out to the Mental Bar, because that's one of my favorite coffee shops / sandwich spots to go to when I'm there. And Project New Village, love the work that they're doing as well. But Deshaun, when you hear her say all that, like what goes through your mind? Like what are you feeling when, as a business owner, and what resonates with you?
And I want to repeat. I don't want to sound like a dead. What do you call it? They call it dead horse, or then when you repeat something over and over again.
I don't want to beat the dead horse.
Beat the dead horse. There it goes. But I need that energy. We need that energy here, not only for this project, but for if she has other ideas, if other entrepreneurs are watching, we want that energy. If you anything like Brooke in any capacity, we want that. Come find me. We'll figure it out, and we'll figure out how to make that, a part of what we have going on here. We need that energy.
Man, absolutely. Now I know something like Experience Encanto doesn't just pop up overnight. Let's be real about this now, because I want to know what some of the biggest hurdles you face launching this event, because I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, don't the city own like some of the lot over there, like in between some of the businesses? I know people like Deshaun, he gotta abide by some city things. I don't know if there's some city red tape, if there's funding barriers, I don't know, lack of representation in city planning or any other internal resistance in community. But what were some of the barriers from both of you that you may have had to discuss or go through when you were trying to plan this event?
Oh, Taryell, So, okay, let's start with the fact that Deshaun is basically my co-conspirator. Let's just start with that. Anybody who's involved with me, you are a co-conspirator, because I explained to the first group of business owners when I met them, I said, if I don't have anything else, I have the audacity. And so I'm always going in spaces that people feel like I shouldn't be there. I'm always asking questions that people feel like I shouldn't ask. Like, that's my approach. And what I'll say to this is my approach has been, let's think of how I want to.
We want to keep it real here, so don't sugarcoat it for us. Other people might want but real talk. Other people might want to put an event like this in other parts of the neighborhood, so they need to know what I need to get it done, so I can get over some of these hurdles. I mean, what you can share. I don't want you to.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. There's been so many different things where they've tried to stop. I just don't. I'm not. If you give me the response that I want, or I'm gonna find another avenue. So if you can get that mentality of go for no,
Yeah.
And for every no you get, you're getting closer to yeses. So I'll frame it that way. And I I didn't follow any of the typical channels that you would follow.
Right.
So
Well, because you had a co-conspirator, and the co-conspirator probably did some things.
so what I will say is by me, and what I will say so that I'm not getting my co-conspirator or anybody else in trouble. I specifically went to the businesses because the businesses have the foothold there in the community.
Right.
They're the ones there. It's important. Their needs are important. So I just went straight to the horses. What they say, hear from the horse's mouth. I went straight to the horses with the apples. Right. that's what I did, and said, hey, here's an opportunity, no pressure. And I started right there. So legitimately, you have to talk to people. You can't, like, it's not going to be something those conversations have to be had in person. You know, right. You're going to want to, that's the biggest thing. I went straight to the businesses. So
Deshaun,
traditional,
what would you say?
I went straight to the businesses.
Yeah. So Deshaun, what would you say, if somebody else is like trying to do something like this as a co-conspirator and the business owner, what is the business role in making sure that community has a space like this to come to that then becomes an affluent place of traffic where people want to come and get experiences and do commerce? What would you say your role is, and what advice would you give to other businesses how to be a great co-conspirator for people who come in with that energy like Brooke does?
Great question. The best way I can answer it is coming as yourself. It's super important. Because like energy, like attracts like. So if you are positive and are looking to make an impact, like all the businesses that are here, we're at the ground floor of something that we believe in for our hearts. Like there's Little Italy's, there's all these other places, there's what is it, Chicano Park and blah blah blah. Why do we not have an area? Like, so for anybody that comes from our culture and us not having an area is almost like what almost like what are we talking about? So I want anybody that has that mindset of like, okay, we finally got something. We got 9 blocks. All right, I need to get involved. And just start by talking to somebody. Come to the 9 blocks, talk to somebody. Go to the mental bar, talk to Tommy. Come to the barbershop, come talk to Pillars. Come talk to the block club. Just come down here. Come down here. We're going to be out here working. We're going to be around. Somebody will connect you to who you need to. But that's what we're ultimately creating in here. Like we're creating a space for these synchronicities. Synchronicities are crazy important. And a place that, even if it's not fully built, just come in and you'll probably, the one time you do come, you'll probably meet that one person that you needed to meet that would help you move something forward. And that's all we're looking to do.
Yeah, I love that. And I think the key thing that I hear in Brooke's energy every time is you just don't give up. Don't take the first no, right? You gotta give up. You gotta keep going. You gotta get creative. And don't take it personally. Try to as best you can keep it professional and just keep it moving.
So I could look. Well, I'll interject on that. I'm gonna tell you, I take things very personally. I'll just go ahead and say that because I wear my heart on my sleeves now. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, you persevere, right? Yeah. But I take it very personally because I put so much heart into it. So anybody that's like that, I understand. Don't feel guilty for being like that if you do. But the goal is if you can it kind of give yourself that grace and give yourself room to feel it a little bit, and then say, okay, wait a minute, this is business. They can, business is personal, right? So even when I initially talked to Deshaun and I talked to several of the business owners, we had there was a meeting we had a few weeks back, and I was in the hot seat. But I owed that to those business owners. Anything they wanted to know, they had every right to ask. And who am I to think that I can just come in and tell somebody they're doing? So again, I did my research. So I didn't just come in and make assumptions. I came in asking more questions than anything. And then they in turn wanted to ask me questions. Like, who are you to ask us these questions? So, and you have to, that part, I don't think you should take personal, right? So you're going into a space. I'm new to the area. These businesses, their entire heart is in it. So again, that's personal. So that's why when people are like, don't take it personal. No, it's pretty personal. Like these businesses, their whole heart is in their business. So I understand, and they have every right to be protective. And what the biggest takeaway was, it's okay if there's emotion involved.
Mm-hmm.
If we can be respectful, I think that's good. And I feel like everybody has been respectful from day one. And now there's been a couple of, when you guys about the red tape and stuff like that, the people in the official capacity have not been the best. I'm gonna just be honest in that. And so that's why I say everybody who's dealing with me is a co-conspirator, because I just did things in spite of, and I don't want anybody to get in trouble. So we're gonna put that disclaimer. Do things with your comfort level. I take very calculated risks in everything I do. So, check out where your risk aversion is.
Yeah.
And be calculated in that, because I'm okay with people being upset with me. And if everybody likes you, something's wrong. If nobody likes you, something's wrong. You fall right in the middle, you're true to yourself and you're doing what you should be doing.
I want to just reiterate that for the people that are listening. That is crucial. Anybody that's an entrepreneur, anybody that's new, that's a student, that's doing anything, anybody in their second career, what she's saying is so accurate. The people that actually, probably these businesses, probably the same thing goes with all these businesses. The people that have actually done stuff and are actually doing stuff have taken risks.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary out there. There's a saying, like, it's scary. Like, you're not going to get out of life alive. None of us are. We're not going to get out of life alive. So when you take that into consideration, that none of us are going to get out of this life alive, there's only two real paths. There's the ones that take risks and the ones that don't. They're both going to die. One just has a better chance of having a beautiful life, and the other one is just going to have contentment, and then they're going to die too. So you might as well shoot for the fence, because at least even if you don't make it, you have a story and a journey, and that's what kind of life is all about, no?
Yeah, that is. It is. Michael Jordan, he has this quote that I seen back in the day, and he talks about all of the risks that he's took, all of the game, all the shots that he's missed, and so forth. And he's like, and this is why I succeed, because I've taken this, been entrusted to take this game-winning shot over and over again. But that's why I succeed. Nobody thinks about all of the losses I had, but when they look at all the resume of all the wins. And so I love that you brought that. Let's get to this Experience Encanto.
Well, you know why you doing that? Why you guys are talking about that? I'm going to relocate to the barbershop because it's getting dark, and I'm in Encanto right now. It's starting to get dark, so I'm going to relocate myself into the barbershop.
Right there, everybody. You got a good little sunset back there. That was
good.
Literally. See that great sunset, guys. Look, this is Encanto.
This is Encanto.
Right there. This is where we're going to be.
Look at we already experiencing Encanto
right here. Experiencing Encanto right now.
Right here.
Right now.
Right there. We're experiencing Encanto. Look at that.
63rd block.
Look at
that. That's a beautiful sunset too.
Next time, we hope all of you see it. There'll be stuff all along this sidewalk.
All along that sidewalk.
For you to take a look and peruse.
We might have to have the barbershop open up for those people who want to get funky fresh on Experience Encanto, because I might not get a chance to get the barbershop before I get to Encanto, but if I can get fresh while I'm in Encanto, that's a whole new experience.
You're taking it to a whole nother level.
It's available. It's definitely available. You definitely can do
it. We might have to make that happen.
Well, I'll tell you this, Taryell, while you were talking about some of the challenges. So one of the things when I initially presented it to the first group of business owners, I talked about the stroll being a one-day thing. And initially, the entrepreneurs that I talked to, very, very, very gung-ho and well-intended. And we fast forward to a few weeks now, and we're going to take it, because I know in the beginning you mentioned the 2-day stroll. That's how we were starting off. It's actually going to be one, which is going to be Friday, October 17th. And part of
Gotcha.
that is because as I started to work through those kinks and things that we're talking about, it made sense to pool all of our resources and give the most impact on that particular evening, that Friday evening. So it'll be Friday, October 17th from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. And so
Gotcha.
from there, it'll
And
have all
then
the
people
same
are gonna
beautiful
have
things,
a
but
merciful.
the goal is it's going to grow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of the things when you're doing something like this, be willing to adjust and recognize like, oh, you know what, this could be a better opportunity, or this is better for the businesses as a collective. This is better for participants, and just be willing to kind of flow with those things too. And so I am happy to say that the narrowing it down to a Friday is going to allow us to have a really nice, what I'm calling our cocktails and creative salon with Matt Moses at his graffiti garden. So there's like all these other cool things. So it's going to just be even more immersive.
Like, can I get some cocktails and barbershop, like beers and barber? I don't know what we're gonna call it,
Wait a
but
minute.
like, you know,
That's not a terrible idea.
That I kind of like
Not a
it.
terrible idea.
Or bubbly and barbers.
Hey, however you want to do it.
They'll be up for it. I'm pretty sure they'd be up for it. I'm pretty sure they'll be up for it.
All right, we might have to throw that in there. Look, we added to the experience.
Come on, come on.
Message.
But the thing is, just like that, I want the people listening to be like, if an idea pops in their head, oh, you know what? I should probably take that idea down there. Yes, this is your yes. If you needed something to say, like, yo, this is it. He's telling you right now. Oh, you take that idea, bring that idea down here. Whatever you're thinking, bring that here. We got the space for it.
Man. The message that I in that Rise Urban Nation, like, you know, sometimes in business you're gonna have a plan, but sometimes you're gonna need to pivot. And what you just heard there is like how we had to pivot from the 2-day experience to make it an immersive 1-day experience, and then we over here chopping it up again, and we might have to pivot to add some other stuff, and I might have to go down there and get my hair cut with a beer. Beers and barber. I'm putting that into the universe right now.
Okay.
All right. Well, all right. Let's take people through the experience.
Okay.
I'm from Encanto. I'm coming from out of up the 8, round the bend, and I heard about this. I got the flyer. What can I expect? What I'm going to see? What am I going to experience in Encanto? Go ahead, take me through, both of y'all. Give me the journey. Sell me on the experience of what I'm going to see, feel, look, touch, taste.
So basically what we're going for is acknowledgement of the past and everything that Encanto is, and then also honoring its present and the direction it can go into the future. So when you think about the businesses that are already established there, they really are the heartbeat. And so they said, this is a community that's worth investing in. And so, again, the goal is to really amplify what already exists. Many of the businesses like Project New Village, Mental Bar, and Block Club, all three showcase local artists already. So now we're driving foot traffic so that they can start to move that art that they've curated and generate revenue for those artists. And so what the goal is to not only have the art inside, so we're going to start right there at Encanto Village, where the mixed use building is, where Project New Village is housed, and the Mental Bar. You'll start right there on the 63rd block and be able to walk along that sidewalk and wake your way down. From there, there'll be art popped up in all different spaces. You think about it, white lights so that you can see the areas will be illuminated with little Christmas, either white Christmas lights or string lights. Still working on that part. Again, flexibility is key. But we're going to have it illuminated, and you'll walk around and you'll be able to connect with all the different business owners, learn about the initiatives that they're focused on, and also upcoming activations. Because again, now that it's living under that umbrella, these are not one-off things. They're all tied together. It's all about experiencing Encanto and having the opportunity to learn more and engage and really, really be enriched and have value added through those businesses that are there in the area. And they're already doing all those things. I just wanted to bring more attention to it. And then the other component that I'm really, really excited about again is there's a new business coming in Vimeo, which is a book and wine shop. And she is hoping to be open by that time. But if she's not, she's still opening her doors. And we're going to make hers a pop-up gallery. If it's not, so there's going to be artwork inside there. So you can come in and shine. You get to meet Miss Marilyn, learn all about what she's doing. There's no book and wine shop anywhere in San Diego. Now, I don't know if there's,
I don't know one. Deshaun, do you know one? I don't know one.
I don't.
I mean, and it's just a lovely, lovely concept. And her business to me is such a beacon to get people to think outside of what is kind of the standard sometimes in our Black community. She's asking us to look outside the box and accept a different business format. So I love that she is bringing this thing that probably would be considered like very, very upscale, maybe even bougie, depending on who's talking about it, right? And she's bringing it right there to the heart, right there in Imperial. So I'm so excited to see people seeing this type of business. So other businesses will come in. Maybe somebody will come and put in a permanent art gallery after we do this because of all the artists. So that's what I'm hoping there. And then we're going to be bringing in artwork from students in the area. So I'm hoping to tap into Lincoln High School. I'm going to be tapping into the Elementary Institute of Science. They are currently a STEM program and they want to introduce STEAM. So we're going to bring that A out for the art component and the students are going to contribute. And then Morse High School is going to come out and they're going to showcase art too. And we'll have acoustic music playing. So it's going to be where you can hear like laughter and conversations and things of that nature versus the music is going to be a soundtrack versus it being kind of like the center of all of it. And it'll be along that sidewalk. And our hope is that with each time we introduce this stroll, we add one more block that's illuminated until we make our way all the way down to the 68 block where Max Moses' studio and Graffiti Garden lives.
I love that. Deshaun, when I come to Encanto, to any of your establishments, what will I experience?
Well, actually, let me give you the full experience, right? So we are 6385 Imperial Avenue. Self-promotion. Sorry.
Plug it in.
The center is called, it used to be called the Nipsey Hussle Center, but I took in consideration, listened to people from the community. I've got a personal tie that like ties me strongly to Nipsey's message. Pretty much buying back the community and doing things like this. So we changed it from the Nipsey Hussle Center to the Imperial Hustle Center. It's a 11,300 square foot building or lot. We've got 3 businesses up front. We have a barbershop. We have Pillars of the Community that if you Google Pillars of the Community, they do great work. They do a lot of...
Yes, they do.
So you can talk about Pillars. And then we have the wine bar coming and we have a secret garden coming that you have to see for yourself. It's not done yet. But Maryland and Book Club are going to take that and make that a part of their space. And in the back, we've got a huge parking lot that serves as parking in the daytime, but event space, if you want to come bring meetings, holiday parties, graduation parties, council member meetings, council member projects. If you want to be in the pretty much where Black people are, we've got enough space and you don't need to be in a park to do it. Bring it here.
I love that. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get you down to the Encanto experience. You guys are both like blazing the trail for other cultural organizations and entrepreneurs. What's one big lesson you've learned in bringing this vision to life? Both not only the Encanto vision, but for you, Deshaun, being an entrepreneur and following that marathon blueprint that Nipsey Hussle told us to do when the hustle continues when we invest in our neighborhoods and bring back what's one big lesson that you could leave with the audience that you've learned about bringing this vision to life?
One big lesson: trust your higher calling, trust your higher self, trust your gut. The thing is, because it's not talked about enough, but there's two sides of us, and all of us deal with this, right? There's the smart side of us, and then there's the higher being side of us. The higher being
Mm,
side of all of us is trying to guide you. So if you're listening to this and you're getting a funny feeling of like, yo, I think he's talking to me, I get like chills. Yo, that's not, don't do not listen to that. Do not listen to that, because that is exactly what we're talking about. That energy and those goosebumps that you're just feeling, that you felt right now because you watched this video, that is the universe telling you, yo, I I need to be a part of this. But the thing is, it's we all have a higher calling in life. And it's just oftentimes when you don't listen to it, that voice gets smaller and smaller and smaller, as opposed to the smart side of you that's like, no, I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't go travel, or I shouldn't do this. That voice gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This call right now, if you're listening to this is one voice that's going in the other direction. Please listen to it. If you got those chills, come on, think about that. If you got those chills, you should be here.
right. Same question to you, Brooke. What's one big lesson you've learned in bringing this vision to life?
The biggest lesson, let's see. I'm saying this to myself, but I'm saying it to all of your listeners too. You are necessary.
Mm,
And whatever capacity that you're showing up, you are necessary. So, because there's really no special or specific or exact measurement of how people show up. Just understand that you're necessary in all facets. So bring what you can, bring the best version of yourself. Sometimes bring the messy version of yourself, because you
mm,
might find somebody that can, hold you up in that process, but you're necessary in all those facets, and just come through and work through and see it all the way through. Because again, went through this and we went through some, there's still challenges that we're still working through, but ultimately it was like seeing this through. We're seeing this through. It doesn't have to be
mhm,
just so. You're just necessary. You're necessary in so many levels, and we welcome it in all facets.
mm. Those are two powerful messages, especially the state we are in now in this country, right? And the takeaway that I get from that I want my listeners to get is that that one, you belong and
Mhm.
you are necessary, right? If you didn't get anything from what they just said, that's what you should take away. And no matter what people or what individuals you're around that make you feel like you don't belong, those not your people. Find your tribe, find your people where you belong, and you get in where you fit in because you belong, and what you have is necessary. And for our listeners, especially our Black and Pan African entrepreneurs who want to activate their communities, what advice would you give them to turn ideas to make big impact?
I'm willing to talk to you.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, talk
So
to
they
me.
can pull up on you.
I like talking strategy. If you're
Same.
serious, anybody that's about that action, I'll talk to you. I talk a lot, so get ready for that. But
And
I'm
she's an
willing to have a
artist, and,
conversation with you.
and she's sensitive about her stuff, so she take it personal.
I do, which means I'm going to take extra special care of you if you show up and show that this is something that's important to you. So I'm willing to have that conversation with you. But also, just thinking about that, get it written down.
Get it written down.
You don't have to just write down the big pieces, and that concept of like reverse engineering. So start off big, and then you can kind of break it down into a few actionable things that'll move you forward a little bit each day, because it all doesn't have to be in one sweeping motion. It's like, what? Because, people can be busy doing nothing. So, so you can have a bunch of things you're busy, but if you have this bigger vision, right? Pick out just a few things, 1 to 3 things that are actually actionable that'll move you towards that bigger thing. So write it out, reverse engineer. You could be busy doing nothing, so make sure you pick out a couple of specific things that'll move you closer to the direction you want to go in.
Love that. This has been such a powerful conversation. Thank you, Deshaun
Let
and
me
Brooke,
let me
for
add to
letting
that
us
though.
in.
Let me just throw my little
Go
piece
ahead,
in there.
add to that.
Hey,
Add it. Go
pull up on
piece
us.
in there.
And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm from Southeast. I mean, I'm a real estate developer, but I'm still a hood kid at heart. Pull up on us. Pull up.
Right.
Come, because the thing is, if you don't pull up and you have a conversation with the wrong person, and it sucks, but our community has it all the time. The wrong person will give you bad advice, and they not purposely give you bad advice, but
Yeah.
they'll tell you not to, don't do the ideal, or this might happen. And like you said earlier, they're not your people. Come here because there's a bunch of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs want to see entrepreneurs win. Like, if you take your ideal to somebody that is not, they're going to squash it. Come here. We're incubator. My last thing is needed. We're incubator. We are incubating businesses, people. We're incubating us. Come here, grow roots. We've got enough space. We've got enough energy. We've got the water and the fuel to, but we need bodies. We need us. We need us. We need
Man.
us.
So with that being said, yes, pull up on you. Tell the people how we pull up on you, how we connect with you.
Yeah.
Where's the social medias at?
Yeah.
Where's the businesses at? I know you in the barbershop, sir. I don't even know the name of the barbershop. So first, give us the name of the shop. Where should we link up with you, pull up on you on? If we're not in the area, we can pull up on you online. Give me all that. And then I have Brooke close us out with everything people can connect to Experience Encanto. But Deshaun, you go first. Give us all the links, everything we can use to pull
The
up and
best
connect
way
with
to
you.
get in contact with me is go through Imperial Hustle Center. That is everything. It's on Instagram. Imperial Hustle is spelled HUSSLE for Nipsey Hustle, and then Center. So that's how you can directly get in contact with me. My barbershop's called the Marathon Barbershop. Pillars is next door, and then Mbino will be here. But if you want to get in contact with me, Instagram's the best way right now. And we're on
Awesome.
63rd and Imperial.
Okay, 63rd and Imperial, and then Brooke, take us out. Let us know. I appreciate this powerful conversation today. You've led us into the heart of the Experience of Encanto. For anyone listening, how can they support or get involved with this event?
Absolutely. So if you will go to experience.encanto on Instagram, you'll be able to find everything there. And then our website, let me double check. I want to make sure I give you the right thing.
Yeah, don't be having going to the wrong one.
Because I know
they're gonna come at me. They ain't gonna come at you if I get the wrong information.
That's so funny. And because we just updated everything, the landing page where people can ask all the questions they want to ask, but definitely go straight to experience.encanto on Instagram to follow them. For those that don't do Instagram, give me 1 second here. I should have had this ready to go.
For the OGs, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all ain't good with the technology. Y'all be asking your grandbabies, baby, put me on that gram sugar or whatever y'all call it.
And so our website is encanto.sistercitiesproject.org. And Sister Cities Project is the 501c3 that is supporting this initiative to make sure.
Nice. Shout out to
make
Sean.
sure we are getting everything that we need.
I see that collaboration. I see the collaboration there. I see it. You got it all weaved in through this whole experience. Rise fam, you heard it. Make sure y'all pull up. Let's flood the Experience Encanto with love. Share this episode, tag a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend who needs to hear it. And remember, your story has power to activate transformation. Don't sit on your brilliance. Look at how we happens when we put the brilliance together, we connect and we activate. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we explore how more of the brilliance bubbling from our communities. Until next time, keep rising, keep building, and keep igniting change. Peace.